In this video, I'm going to give you a little insight, a little guidance on how to implement a random link color. This effect, just basically what it does, if you look a little closely, any one of these links that I hover over, it just becomes a different effect, a different color. Now it was green, now it's red. You see, it's just anytime I hover over it, it hovers a different color. And this is a pretty neat effect that it could be useful, I mean, in limited situations, but it's pretty straightforward on how to implement. Now, if you go to the link that I provided for this specific technique, you'll find it at the David Walsh blog, and actually if we go right here, we see that it's davidwalsh.name/jQuery random color animate. And he provides, well, a little instruction, but he provides all the code and also tells you that you need to get the color animation. Obviously, tutorials like this that you find online assume a certain level of jQuery knowledge, but it's pretty straightforward to implement. The first thing you're going to need to do, obviously, is save this code over here. And something that's not that straightforward is when I try to copy it this way, and I actually get it to copy, but I also get these numbers over here in my code as well. So he provides a this little button over here that actually, if you, here I'm going to zoom back out, keep your eye on the bottom right hand corner right over here. When I click on this, you see that? If you look to the right, it says copied. I'll do it again. And now it's copied it to my clipboard, so when I open up Text Wrangler, I can just paste in all that code, and at the very least, doing it this way doesn't get the line numbers in there. When you actually copy the code, this code needs to go into your script.js, whatever your custom script is. You're not going to put this in a separate file. You can put this at the end of the file. Keep an eye on the things in this document that you are going to change. Now, a lot of this you probably don't know, especially this part over here that does the randomizing function. But the rest of this seems pretty straightforward. I mean, over here, original, that's whatever. It's just a variable that he creates in the code. This thing right here, this is obviously what he's targeting. I'll tell you, for this assignment, for implementing this technique, you don't need to add any class or anything to your links. You want to target your links right in here. Just whatever you think it is, target it in here. I would recommend not just putting the A for any link in there, because then any link that's on the page is actually going to have that randomized effect, and you may not want that. So you may want to target it specifically to any links in your nav menu. And whatever you change here, you're also going to need to change here. And essentially that's, I mean, well, that's half the battle once you save that into your document, because the next half is actually getting this color animation plugin, a jQuery plugin. And this, if you've never downloaded a plugin, it doesn't seem as straightforward, but it's once you do it once, it's kind of very consistent with any other plugin you download. Follow the link, and it's going to take you to the jQuery plugin site. And now you're looking at this, and you go, well, where's the, I want the big download now button. Right underneath download, you kind of see it. It says view all releases. Click on that, and here it is right here. JS color, or jQuery.color.js.text. I'm just going to click on that, and then it brings me right to the page that actually has the color animation plugin. So this thing, all I actually need to do is go File and Save Page As, and when I want to save it, I just need to make sure I put at the end of there the .js, and that's going to save the document as a JS file. Yeah, use JS, whatever operating system you're on may or may not ask you to do that. And then right there I have the actual animation plugin. The color animation plugin, I'm going to need to link that into my HTML. So the only thing you're going to add to your HTML in order to get this to work is a link to the animation plugin that, I put it just in the root directory, the same place where the actual photo viewer file is. And ultimately, all this, so it's just a matter of getting that custom script from this guy's website and putting this script into your script file, right? Your script.js. Again, if you look at this, let me see. You're not going to need from here this very first call, because you already have that at the head of your document, or this very last closing bracket thing. So yeah, so copy this code into your JS file. Second thing, download the animation plugin. Save it in the same directory as your HTML file, and in your HTML file, link to that animation plugin. Remember, that's the only thing you need to do to your HTML is link to this animation plugin to get this effect working. Then from there, the only change you need to make here just to get this thing to work is what element you're targeting, and I'd say target those links in the nav menu. Now, once you've actually got it to work, you'll notice that it does that. It kind of goes over to the left every time you do it, and it pushes everything around. That's because this animation queue is telling it to do some stuff. Now, you could add whatever you like to the animation queue, and you could certainly change this. Because this is what's creating that padding left thing. You could change this to padding top. You're going to need to do your own investigating into some of the values you could put in animate, and you may necessarily not want to do too much to it, which is fine as well, but this is where you could get some other effects going on in that link when you hover over it. So pretty straightforward. I will offer some videos on the step-by-step on implementing this, but for now, you're on your own.